chat. So today I'm going to be doing another illuminated letter, and today I'm going to be doing the letter F for February, and I'm going to do it in my book. And I was looking through Pinterest and Google. Hey, Michelle, Riri. Lady Paper Moon. Awesome. You're from Australia. Oh, you're up late. Thanks for coming in. So I just downloaded and printed this letter F, and this is more of an Art Nouveau style of type and or font or whatever you want to call it. I may end up doing this one. I'm not too sure. Hey, Janet. Dot. Awesome. Austria, not Australia. Sorry. I just looked at the first couple letters and then Hi, Darlene. That's fine. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do this one, and I did get enabled by Janet. She's in chat. And I got this book. I love this book. I got it used. And it's an excellent book for reference. Do love it. I can see why you like it. I was thinking of doing this F here. Probably. Because I want to do something a little more with a scene in it or some kind of background in a square per se. You're feeling accomplished now. I'm glad. I do love this type of art. I must admit. There's some fantastic new artists out there that are doing some that are just unbelievable. And to think that this stuff they do on a small scale, and the amount of detail and accuracy is crazy. You're in the dog box for telling us. So I thought, and then I did get this book. I don't know if you got this one. Illuminated Letters Sketchbook. This is actually a pretty good book. I was surprised. I got it on sale, so. But you can do they give some really cool ideas. And it's all on graph paper. So they give you a colored copy and the sketch. It's all, there's no, there's a little bit of instruction, but very little. But it's more or less just to practice and give you ideas. I thought this was kind of cool. It's a little mix of modern and old style. So if you're at all interested in this type of art, this is probably a good book for you. You don't have it, but you will. It's a nice book, and the paper's nice too, and it's got graph paper, Janet. It's got graph paper. Hey, Brenda. And so So I thought, well, a combination of probably all three will figure out something to draw out of this, which I think will be kind of cool. Then I also got, because I got some dip pens, just the cheapies. And this is sketching one. And I got some of this. This is Zig Inktober special ink set. And it's got the Sumi ink, black ink, and the white ink. And I got it mainly for this because I was watching The Mind of Watercolor. It's on its way. And he said he was quite surprised by this ink because it was the easiest to apply with a dip pen. It didn't skip, didn't blob, wasn't too thick or watery, and it was very opaque. And it doesn't reconstitute. It's permanent. Bonus! So I had to get some to try it out, right? So I thought, well, this would be a good one just to try the other two out because they say that the Sumi ink and this black ink is it won't smudge either. I don't know. I don't think that this is waterproof, but we can test it. Yeah. So check out Mind of Watercolor, and it's about a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks back, and it's I believe he listed it as white ink comparison or something like that is how he labeled it. So I thought I'd try that. All of us, doesn't matter what you do in art or crafting, we're all looking for that magic white. And I thought, well, instead of fighting with these darn pens all the time, because they last for so long and they don't work and they skip and and then they wash off if you put anything else on top of them. I thought, well, I'm going to get my pens, my dip pen, and try that. It's it's Dee Dee's birthday. I deserve it. What, you're celebrating for yourself? So we could start off by sketching this out. And I'm going to be using this sketchbook. I'm just going to put this underneath because it's just beginning of this book. That was the one we did last month, January. And that was Fox we did. Now, Jan, I don't know if you said you got this book, I think. I did find that if you put too much water in the ditch of the book, that the pages start to tear. So I'm not going to do any more of these types of pages because it does tear, I find. It's all right if you're only putting maybe one layer, but if you're re-soaking it all the time, and this book, because it's sewn, it does seep into the other pages, right? And it, for some reason, it's separating. They're tearing. I did, and I'm going to paint along today. So I'm just going to do side by side. If I do if I want to do a full spread, I'll do it on just actual watercolor paper, probably. Just put it aside. Or just a more or less a pen and ink with a wash of watercolor. Yeah, I was surprised. I haven't tried the other one yet to see if it does the same thing. It's very strange because it's so good as far as not seeping through to the other side. So I thought that was kind of strange. Oh well, I guess maybe because the fibers have been broken, maybe that it seeps in. Who knows? So I thought, well, I do like that Gothic. Where was it? The capital letter one. Where was it? Yeah. Oh no. Well, no, I don't want that. It looks more like an R to me. I think, where was it? I don't want the fancy. Where was it? Could be another one. Must be this one. Oh, Renaissance. I'm going to do this one here. So I want to make this into a bigger. I'm just going to fold this up for now. So more of a, I got to change this desk paper. Okay, I think you could see there. And this is the one I'm going to be doing. And pencil. Okay, so it's got the little curly cues on the ends, basically. The top part doesn't. And they're both parallel with each other. Let's see, I think I'm going to start with this here. And then it kind of dips down a little bit. And kind of on an angle, and then this here meets it. Looks to be about the same. And we'll make this, yes, the main part of the letter is the thickest. You can use a ruler if you want. I'm not. I'm just gonna wing it. So it goes like that. It's about the same. Well, it is a little bit, oh, it's a little bit bigger, but has a little bit of a curve to it. And like that. Like that. Oh, this one's smaller. Let's see, eraser. And where did I put my erasers? Let's see if this works. I guess they're not that big. You can make them as big as you want. It's your letter. This is just an experiment. So it isn't as deep. Like that. And actually that's a little bit. It's not as. It's got a little bit of a point on it there. Same with this, a little bit of a point. Okay, that looks pretty good. You know, you could put fairies hanging on it. You could put all kinds of stuff. Thrifts? What's that? Hey, Carol, I got on. Thanks for the help on the weekend. Well, that's cornered, so that one's there. Okay. I think that's good. Now, that's our main letter. Now where did I put that other book? Oh, it's right under here. To kind of jazz it up a little bit. Let's see, what do we want to do? Oh, is this? Well, I was looking at this with the fairies. I think that's so cute. But I really like the little lovebirds, so I thought I'm going to put lovebirds on here. So, I'm going to sharpen my pencil first. Take my sweater off. It's hot down here now. The fireplace on. Okay. So basically, it's two ovals kind of hugging each other like that. And then a little head like that. And then a wing and a wing. And then the little tail can go down here. Well, they'll have a big tail. So kind of like that. And then that's cute. They're actually sharing. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. See the beak? Isn't that cute? So their wing goes like this. And then they share a beak. So let's fix this head a little bit. I'll put the beak in. And then just a little dot for the two eyes. And then you can have, they have three little toes on each foot. like that. And this can be jagged. They have really long tails, but oh well. That's the way they're going to be. It's cute. And then the little wings can be like that. I should have my Micron eraser down here. So then we'll just even out the head and the shoulders. So it's not just a ball sitting on a oval. Like that. Okay. There. So I thought that was kind of cute. So we could actually put a few branches on there if we wanted to. What else can we do to this? And the little birds, that's for Valentine's Day. Yeah, we could put some leaves, or well, it wouldn't be leaves in February though. And then I have this. This is more of an Art Nouveau. So we could actually have a box behind it. That would be cute. What else can we do with this? I think we're going to make this into a tree. So I'm going to actually make this rounded here for a tree branch. So this is how I normally design stuff. I just make it up, add things. I use stuff from books or the internet that I like, and then I do my own thing. So it's just a basic reference for me. Sans serif. Serif is a letter. Oh, without the little dangly thinks. Okay, good to know. Hey, Judy. So there's my beginning. So I could actually take this here and make roots. So I'm going to take that line out on the bottom. I'm just going to extend this out and make some tree roots. Like that. I'll bring you guys in. You don't have to be so far out. There's that a little better. And then off these pointy things, let's see, we'll bring a branch in here. Let's see. Maybe it's a split branch. Like that. Just playing. Well, I'm just going to put a little bit of a branch in here. Not much though, just a smidgen. Does that look right? No, I don't like it. Let's see. Just experiment with stuff. See what you like out of it. Take out what you don't. Maybe here we can throw in another branch. Like that. I think I will put just some branches out there. And in here, just a few. And or actually just a stub. That'll look great. Just playing here. Like that. So this would come up, part of the tree. It'll have arc. Maybe some knots in it. Sending love to everyone from Austria, Europe. That's the only flower blooming in winter time here where I live. You want me to move in more? Is that good? Hey, Lisa. So let me look at chat for a minute here, just in case I missed some stuff. Okay, you're welcome. What else can we do here? we could put a border on of some sort too, maybe on the page. Rounded corners. Like that. And then we could do a fancy border. Let's see. More of an Art Nouveau border. That might look kind of cool. They're very botanical looking. Like that. If you're looking for patterns, there's tons and tons of patterns for borders. I think this book had some in it too. Let's see. Somewhere. Stuff like this. Has a few on the side. Here's a mermaid. Whoa, Xander would love that one. I'll have to make that one for do her letter Z with the mermaids on it. That'd be cute. Yeah, there's all kinds. Let's see what's in here. All kinds of different borders. A very viney type of thing. There's some with the looks like William Morris type of leaf. Very organic, usually, it looks like. You could actually, if you have a stencil, I might try that. If I have a small enough stencil, we could probably do something. So I'm going to put this aside. Put this back under here so you can see what I'm doing. Christian Rose? Oh, hellebores. You must be talking about hellebores. That's what this was. Yeah, they're out now. Let's see. We could put snow on here because it's let's see. I'm looking at it as far as weight on both sides. So this is here, this is there. It's not really centered per se. So how do I fix that? I think I need, so composition wise, let's see. I'll just use this. I'm going to take this out because I think that interrupts the composition. And this here needs to go over. So let's see. If we put it here instead. And this goes up like that. That's too far. So this is how I work. I try things, I rub them out. It doesn't bother me. It's the fun part for me, is planning and figuring things out. That's a little better. Let me think. Although this is too kind of high. I think I could put something in here. I'm going to put snow on here, I think. On here. Yeah. So then I'm going to bring this down. These are what your sketchbooks are for. So approximately right about there. So I'm just gonna yeah, that'll work. Cross. And then if you wanted to do like a something you were gonna have as a finished piece, and you can play with it afterwards. You put it on the computer and use some programs in the computer to get your curves proper and all that. Or you could use, there's stencils, or not stencils, what do you call them? I think I have one down here. They're for, I guess they're a type of stencil. I used to use them for landscape design, circles, and gives you the right thing to use. I used to have where is that thing? Oh, there it is. These, it's a ruler, but it makes your curves the way you want, so you can bend it and then just trace. What about the tree roots become more whimsical? Yeah, you could do whatever you want. It's endless. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. Just straighten up some of this here. A little more neat looking. Just have fun with it. That's the main thing. That's the most important thing. Have fun with it. Now, see on they have little bits, little dots and stuff like that in some of these. It doesn't have to be a pattern or anything. Like, look at these. This is very intricate work here. You could actually take if you have a stamp, that would work. Now I'm cold. I'm going to get my sweater back on. Woo. All right. I don't think I have my kneaded eraser down here. Let's see it. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh well. I'm just gonna lighten this just a bit. I don't want it showing through too much. Just the real dark areas, just lighten them. If you have a kneaded eraser, use that. That'll be dark anyways there. All right, so now let's get some paint out. A French curve. Well, look at you, Judy. Thanks, Judy. Now, I could actually use pen first. Let me think. Maybe that's what I'll do. there. Where did I put my pens? No, where did I put my pens? Oh, there they are. There's 5. Most of the time I usually use a 3 or a 5, like 03 and 05. And these are the Micron, or this is Micro Perm I like also because it's waterproof. So I'm just going to outline these cute little doves so we can see them. A lot of times you do see the pen work on these. And then the color is put over top. So I'm just putting their little toes in so I don't lose them when I start painting. And their tail feathers. Like that. Better make sure it's not going through. Oop, it's starting. Maybe I better switch to the Micron. See if this goes through. Micron doesn't go through, but the Micro Perm does. Interesting. So I'm just going to go underneath here. The more or less the shaded areas are going to have the darkest. And the tree branches. I could use my pens too. Actually, I wonder if I should. I'm going to wait for this part here because I'm thinking if I want to do a background in, say, gold, that it's opaque, so I won't see those, and I want to do it over top. So it might be a good idea to wait on that one. So I just don't do a bunch of work and then have it disappear. Okay, so I'll wait on that. Just going to do some of the tree. So just more or less dots and dashes for the tree trunk. Better use a wire this strong enough. Wire? I'm not sure what you mean. Remember, I have a leg. So if you're commenting on something I said, you're probably going to have to type in something that lets me know what I said. It's the only thing about doing StreamYard. You're behind in chat. And I don't remember everything I say. Especially when you're arting. It's very difficult to remember everything in art at the same time. At least it is for me. Because Janet said her ruler does not quite do the job. Oh, okay. Even though there's snow on this, you still want to put that shadow. I'm just going to use the ink for the shadow in some areas. It's a little darker, heavier line up on the top here where the snow's covering it. You could erase the pencil marks too if you wanted to after you've done your inking. Let me think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just do a light area of snow. I'm not gonna press too hard. It's gonna be more of a light line. I'm just thinking of the color I'm gonna use for the snow. Now, what color? Now I'm thinking of the background. We could do let me think. So I suggested take a piece of wire and oh, okay, got it. Background. See a lot. Now I'm going to go back to this book and look at their background, but a lot of times you'll see the gold in the background in bits and pieces. See how there's a lot of gold? or you can have bits on the letter itself. I've got the tree in there already. So what do I want to do? If it's a square, this one has kind of bits of gold and then the rest is blue. That's interesting. Same with this one. That's got the gold in it, but it's very busy. I've got a lot of space, so I'm not sure if I want to put all gold. That one doesn't have anything. It's just more or less color. It doesn't have the gold on there. And that one's the gold letter. Did a lot of erasing. Or a lot of erasing. Yeah, there's a method to that one, Judy. It's tricky. I remember doing the stained glass windows in that pattern. That was fun. I did a 2-year course many years ago. I loved it. But rarely do it anymore. Oh, well, maybe you can put that on your list, Dot, to venture into it again. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Well, we could just make it up. I have this too. I could actually make swirls to signify wind. That might work. So if I were to, let's see, put in kind of like Zentangling, really. think I'm going to make a little bit more in here. Let me think. Does this look right or not? I think this one could go like this. Hey, Deb. Yep, now just be good for you. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it. With the black pen. And then I can put some gold in it. Oh, I hope it's not going on the back. Let's see. Nope. Awesome. that. This one. Make that a little bigger. Like that. I'm not fussy about this one here, though. I think I need a curly Q. Like that. Alrighty. So there. Now I know that this here is going to be let me see. This back here is going to be the gold, I believe. And this will be the either the white or blue. Blue here, probably. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to put this in, though. Not this part, because I'm thinking probably that's going to be gold. Thanks for coming, Lady Moon. Lady Paper Moon. Happy crafting. Happy arting. I'm just doing the outside edge here. All right. Now I'm going to erase any of the lines that I have in this area. There. I think that's good. All right. So let's do the tree. So this is going to be very, very simple. So I'm going to use probably, this is my number 6. And the tree, I think, is going to be kind of a sienna color, raw sienna. Now, I already wet my paints before I came on, so these should be not too bad. I'm going to make a fair amount up. I'm going to have to take off to, I'll finish this. Okay, have a fantastic day, Janet. Thanks for coming. And just, oops. I'm just going to do the tree with a coat of the raw sienna. Let's put this on here, maybe. A little better for you there. How's the YouTube doing? Are you having any lags, or like, I know you have lag, but is the circle running at all? The circle of death? Hopefully not. May I ask, what watercolor palette are you using? This is a mix of my many brands. There's M. Graham, there's Holbein, there's Daniel Smith, Core, Winsor Newton. I don't per se buy brand. I buy by colors that I like. No circle? Awesome. So if you've got, like, each brand has, you know, a raw sienna, ultramarine blue, that type of thing, but they are a little different, and some are more staining than others. Some are a little more vibrant. Some are one pigment, which is a nice clean color. So it all depends on what your preference is. And the only way you can do that is by trying things out. You don't have to do the artist grade, especially for this type of thing. This is just playing along in my sketchbook. Now I do commissions and stuff. That's usually when I'll use the expensive stuff. But most of the time I like using just one palette. Sometimes I'll change the colors out, but this was an empty palette and I just added what I was going to use. And I usually have a warm and cool color of like yellows and reds and blues and greens. If I feel I'm going to be doing more landscapes or more botanicals, I might have more reds and more greens and blues or something like that, or yellows. You just kind of have to, I don't know if you're a beginner or you're just starting out. Is it something that you really want to do? Because I must admit, watercolor is expensive, especially the artist grade one. And if you're not sure whether you're going to really like it, if you're just doing this for your sketchbook, you don't need artist grade. You could all get Prisma, not Prisma. What's that one called? The scrapbook brand. I can't think of the name. Prima, is it? I think it's Prima has a bunch. Even Crayola has some. Pang is another one. If you're just starting out, not sure whether you're going to like it, I would suggest trying those out first. And try it out on mixed media paper. Don't get the expensive watercolor paper. Try a mixed media paper, and that'll tell you whether you're going to want to continue on doing this. This isn't watercolor paper. This is just plain old sketchbook paper. but it's good for what I'm doing. I do have watercolor paper, and you know, it all depends on what you plan on doing. I like buying the tube because then you have the ability to work from wet tube paint or dry, and you get more in a tube than a pan. So if you think you're going to be using a color out of one set, I would get the tube of that. It's probably too much information, but just wanted to let you know. Let me think. I think I'm just thinking whether this is going to be gold or this is going to be gold. What do you guys think? Should this swirl be gold or blue? Because this is a bit of snow here. These are little doves. So they'll show up on blue or gold because they're going to remain kind of a white color. Gold here or here? The swirl gold or the swirl blue? You're new? Okay. I think I'm going to do this blue and this gold. The tree will not stand out as much on the gold, but the background will look like sky if blue. Yeah, I know. I'm just, yeah. I think I'm going to do this swirl gold. So this is going to be blue. So I'm going to use a little bit of a, use the silver brush because it holds a little more water. And let's see, I think I'm going to do French Ultramarine by Winsor Newton. Wet that up. I want a really good amount. A nice color. It's not too dark and it's not too light. Just right. Okay. And do I want to I'm going to start off with the bottom here, and I'm going to wet this. Now this is a sketchbook paper, but I just found this, and this paper you can use wet into wet, which is odd because most sketchbook papers won't do this. So usually it'll suck in the paint and then you're unable to move it. But this you can move, which is fantastic. The only thing is in the signature where it's sewn, the ditch or whatever you guys call it, you can't get that too wet because then the paper tends to rip. Now I could also add salt to this. I don't know what it would do on sketchbook paper, but we could, but then I'll have to leave it. So that's the only trouble with streaming, is you can't do some of that fancy stuff with salt and even the what do you call it? I can't ever remember that name of that liquid you put on to hold the white on your page. It's not Frisket. What is it called? I don't know. I have mind block for that word for some reason. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just use the tip of your brush. See, the other book I had, if I did this wet onto dry, I couldn't blend the edges in. And this I can, which is awesome. Around the snow. Liquid Frisket? Is that what it's called? So it is called Frisket. There's another word for it, though. I do have some. But it takes a while to dry. And when you're doing a stream, that's not good. A little bit in there. Could do clouds too, with a little bit of gouache. You could add some clouds in here. So just play with your watercolor. Draw something up in your sketchbook, or if you're wanting to use more of a sketchbook paper, then you can always, I'm going to make the top a little bit darker. You can always use mixed media paper. So it works good for watercolor, for this type of thing. If your style is more wet into wet, then you're probably going to have to bite the bullet and pay for the watercolor paper. The mixed media will work to a point, but not as well as watercolor paper. So All depends on your style. There's so many styles out there with watercolor. If you're into more illustrative, then you might want a smoother paper, so a hot pressed. Especially if you're doing a lot of pen work on it. A lot of your cold press papers are a little bit rough, so you don't get a smooth line with your pen. I think I'm going to do that there. And darker up here. All right. And then in these little corners, I'm going to do that. Let me think. Do I want? Yeah, I'll do that. Blue. I'd never been very good at watercolor, but I do love to watch someone do it. Yeah, it's just takes practice depending on what you expect. This type of watercolor, it's just more illustrative. It's not really like a botanical type. It doesn't have a ton of layers. So it's very, very more illustrative style, I guess you could say. It's fun to do. Masking fluid. Yes, there it is. That's that. Oh, that's better. I feel better now. Jeez. I'm going to put a little bit of blue on the very bottom of this bit of snow. Just on the bottom. Kind of as a bit of a shadow under there. Oh, and right in there. Just a spot between the doves. All right. Now I'm going to make the tree a little, let's see, going through. Let's dry it a little bit, and then we'll do a little bit of shadowing on the tree. I think I'm to slapdash instead of having practice. Well, you do you. As long as you're having fun with it, that's the main thing, right? That's why I do it. I do it for relaxation. It's a hobby for me. I just like to create. So you just do what feels good for you. All right, now I want to do a gold. So I have these. I'm not sure what brand. There's no name on these guys. So it was gifted to me, and I can't tell you who it's from. So I'm just going to wet this. I'm going to let it sit for a minute. While that's sitting, I'm going to take my marker. Let's put this aside for a minute. I'm just going to outline this here. I'm going to turn it around. You like this? Do you remember what the name of it was? The gold palette? You could put thicker lines. You can do that later if you want. Let's erase some of this. No, that's not it. Where did I put the eraser? Oh, there it is. Some of these lines here. I can have them in anymore. Now I'm just doing this for February, so I thought it would be fun to do every month a letter and just experiment each time. Have fun with it. And I was saying I never use the paint. That gold palette you have there is the one you just showed. Yeah, I have two different brands. I think that one starts with a G. Oh. Yeah, I don't know the brand. But I like it. So then I'm just going to go over it. I might have to go over top of the I could do a mix of white and gold too, or different colors of gold. Oh, there's an idea. That might like actually look kind of cool. Why not? Different gold colors. I think I might do that. It goes on fairly thick, opaque, so that's why I like it. Oh, we looked it up one time. I may have wrote it down. Yeah? So I remember, I think it was Jean, a musical scrapper. I think she had the full watercolor set of it. And I remember it being in a green package, a full set. Like that, and then maybe this one. Ganda Tambi watercolor set of 6. Oh, okay. Thanks for looking that up. Might have to go over top of the black again. That's fine. Okay. It is really nice paint, I must admit. It goes on quite thick, so you don't have to do a second coat. Gamzai Tambi, yes. Thank you very much. I'll have to write that down, matter of fact. Ganzai. Ganzia Tambi. Gold. Yeah, Jilly gifted me this. That was a few years back. It's very nice of her. Okay, like that. And then let's see what other colors. So that one, maybe nice medium or lighter gold. Let's do that one. This one here. Let it sit for a minute. And then maybe even that pearl or this dark one. It's pretty. And then we'll decide what the border should be. Takes a little while for it to get in there and soften up. So you kind of have to let it sit for a little bit. So they came in like, she gave me 3. So it came with these 2 and this one. Yeah, I like it. Let's roll it up a little bit. This is pretty too. It's more of a softer color. Let's see how this goes on. It might be a little bit not quite as opaque. Let's see. Or just let it soak into the paint palette a little more, and then it gets thicker. Pretty. It's more of a champagne color, I guess you could say. Let's try the smaller brush. There we go. It's not quite as opaque as the other one. You can always go and redo it with a different gold if I don't like it. Just thought it would be kind of cool to do different golds. So it's not quite as opaque. It's still pretty. I'll just put a few of these in. Try the other ones. Let's see. I would say that this is the darkest one here. Don't know what the difference between these are though. Let's see what. I'll wet it and see. This one's a little different too. We'll wet it. See what we get. Why not? Let's dry this while that's soaking. So this is a nice dark, little darker than the other one. It's almost more on the brass side, I guess. That's pretty. Can see the difference. I'll show you when I'm done here. You can see the difference between them. Just a little bit on the, more on the orangey side, I guess, of things. The glare off of it's hard to paint. Can imagine the monks and stuff doing this. It's very relaxing though, doing this type of watercolor. Just take your time. Don't go in it thinking, oh, I got to be quick and get this done. That's not the point of relaxing and enjoying the process of creating. Put some music on, get a cup of tea or coffee, and just sit and relax and enjoy. I'm probably going to have to go back over with some pen work again. Once it's dry. I do like this color though. It's very pretty. So what are you guys doing? Do you have a watercolor sketchbook or just a regular sketchbook? Are you using that to practice in, or do you like watercolor paper instead? Let me know. Would you like me to do more watercolor paper? There. And I guess I'll do this. This one's quite opaque. So it covers that blue that seeped in there pretty well. What do I want to do that one? I think I'm going to do that one in the gold. In this color. That. And I think I'm going to take that blue and I'm going to put it in here. So it's a little opening. I got two dogs and quilt on my lap. I'm sitting in the recliner with my feet up, and you relaxed me so much. I just, well, awesome. That's great. I'm glad I could relax you. Sounds like you're nice and cozy. So normally when I'm not arting, that's what happens to me is I have my dog sitting on my lap. All right, so I think the color, I want to do the edge probably in the gold. Do I want the dark one or the light one? I'll do the dark one. It's nice that this is opaque enough that any of the lines that you seeped into your border here, you can cover them up with this, which is good. Just take your time. I'm going to move my book around. Sorry, I'm not chatting. This takes a little bit of concentration. Will you be adding any colored pencil to this image? I could. Sometimes I do. Like shading wise, I could actually do the trunk of the tree in pencil. Give it a little more dimension. I'm not a purist as far as watercolor. That's why I class myself as mixed media artist. So I like throwing everything on it. Whatever's gives me the proper outcome that I'm expecting. If I can do it a little easier, then I'll use it. Hey, Candy, good to see you. Been a while. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Better now. I was not well for, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. Yep, went over the border. So I suppose everybody's getting ready for the snowstorm again. Oh, crazy weather this year. Looks like there's a pile of snow coming in for tomorrow and right into Friday. But you never know. So many times they've said we're going to get this, this, and this, and then it never happens. So it's always good to be ready, though, for a big storm. But I know it's very mild here. It's +3, I think. So that's quite warm. And then we're supposed to freeze up again, I think tonight. So that'll make everything a little skating rink for sure. I think we're supposed to get rain today too. I haven't seen any yet, but hopefully that bypasses us. We'll see. We are getting rain. Oh, are you? Yeah, we haven't got it yet, but they are predicting it. I hate it when we get rain because the ground's still frozen and you end up with flooded streets, and then when it freezes, then you're in trouble with that and not good for the commuter. Okay, so here it is so far. Tomorrow will be 40 degrees. Oh, wow. Did I wet this? Yes, I did. Or maybe I didn't. I'll just leave it. I was going to try this pearl, I guess you'd call it, color. Put it on some of the snow. I'll let it soak in a little bit. Maybe it'll thicken up. Put some on the snow. Okay, so let's put that aside and let's get out some colored pencils. So I just have a brown here. This one is Chocolate by Prismacolor. It's not a very good one. Nope. See, it's not centered. Oh, should just chuck it. Let's try another one. So this one is dark brown. So in, I can take you in a little bit. So right in here where the shadows would be, oh, I better dry it first, or I'm going to have it all over the place. There will probably be flooding in New York City tomorrow. Yep, less rain. I think there will be plenty. Oh yeah. Crazy, crazy. And right in here where it dips in, I'm just going to shade a little bit. And I'm thinking of the shape of the tree when I'm shading. So this would be curved. So down on the very bottom part of there would be a little bit of a shadow. Same in here. Along the edge. And then I'm going to put a shadow along the edge of the tree, on the side of the tree, just so that I can get a little bit of contrast going. And it would be a little bit shadowed depending on your light source, because it's rounded. So being it's rounded, your shadows would be on the side here a little bit. And then you can just lightly go out. Just very light touch. Because you don't want a line per se. You want it to fade out towards the center. So I'm just very lightly touching. Under here would be darker. And under the snow would be darker. So anywhere where it's underneath, it's going to be darker. That way, it shows up your other gold areas because of that contrast of dark. And you can just, any of these lines here that you put in ink, you can color underneath some of those. Not all of them, but some of them. This is a knot, so it would be protruding out, so it would cast a shadow there underneath it. We put one in here, another knot. Underneath here, there's another knot. A bit of shadow under some of these marks. These birds could have a little bit of shadow underneath them because they would be casting a shadow. Now I do have some lines for branches. You can put those in colored pencil or marker if you want to take your markers out again. There's a few marks in the bark because there'd be splits in the bark and some pieces would be sticking out a little bit more. So just add a few marks in there with your colored pencil. Right. So see how it makes it stand out a little more now against that gold. All right, so let's take some white. Find one here. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Sharpen it. And let's put a little bit of white on the tops of these. I might have to go in with, yeah, it's not really showing. Go in with Posca. But I can highlight some areas. So tops of these. Just put a few little specks in here. It just more or less a little bit of a highlight in the center area of your tree. And it just punches that up a little bit, makes it more dimensional. There. Yeah, let's get a Posca out. Let's see. Black. Where's my white? Oh, there it is. Thanks, Brenda. You can make yours up. You could put hearts in yours for Valentine's. You could do all kinds of stuff. I'm just going to add some white. Maybe I don't want that black. Mark showing on the snow, just to give it a little bit more softness to it. Maybe just brighten the lovebirds up so that they're more bright. Down in your wings a little bit so that they're not there. A little brighter. take my pen. Where'd I put it? Now I can go in between this. Put these marks back in. Kind of have to clean your pen though. Even though it's watercolor, because the mica in it or whatever it is, it picks up on your pen nib. So you might have to clean it a little bit. It just cleans up those lines a little bit. Some of them are kind of iffy looking. And just take your time. Right there. Let's see. Oh. Alrighty. Bring you guys up. Oh, just a smidgen. you hear me hold my breath? I think that's good. Now I could put a nice black line around here. I think I might do that. But I think I'm going to find my, did I have it in here? Got to make sure I'm not going through. Nope, so far so good. I think it turned out pretty good. So February. I think that's where I'm going to end today. I'll just, it's the first, yep, 2/1/22. I think it turned out pretty cool. I like it. So as you can see, you just play with whatever books you have at home. Find some stuff that you like in them and play with it. See what design you can come up with. Thanks, guys. So I will probably post this on Instagram, and then we'll see you on Thursday. We'll be doing mixed media of some sort. Thanks, Brenda. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Deb. So we'll let you guys go, and you all have a fantastic creative day. And we'll see you on Thursday at 1 Eastern p.m. Take care, everybody.